Good afternoon, everybody. Today is TGIF, and welcome to Miss Jean's Home Decor and More. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome. If you've come back to see me, welcome again to you. I love that you've come back to see me. And hey, check me out, y'all. Eagles Nations fans, we in the house. This is a Eagles Nation fan house. So this is Miss Jean's Home Decor and More. But today we're going to be talking about more. We're going to do some home decor, but we're going to talk about more first. First thing we're going to talk about is the Eagles fans. Miss Jeannie is the Eagles fan. So I'm from Philadelphia. Hey, I'm from Philly, y'all. I was in the game with the Eagles. They're the Commanders now. For those people who don't know, they used to be the Redskins, but they're the Commanders now. Was at the game Sunday. I just could not believe all of the Eagles fans that were at FedEx Field. That's here in the DMV, which is DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So, like I said, I grew up in Philly. I've been living down here in the DMV for quite some time. So when we go to see games, we, of course, go to FedEx Field because, of course, it's more convenient. But this time was different than some previous times. I never saw, you guys, so many Eagles fans at FedEx Field. We just took over the Commanders Stadium. I mean, it was just magnificent. I couldn't believe it. And on top of that, we won the game. So far, the Eagles are 3-0. We played the Commanders. We won. It was 20. The score at the end was 24-8. At halftime, it was 24-0. And check this out. We played. He used to be our quarterback, Carson Wentz, but he moved to the Commanders. Got one word for Carson Wentz: discombobulated. Discombobulated. He got sacked 9 times. 9 times. That's sort of what happened to him in his last year working as a QB for the Eagles. But now he's on the Commanders. We let them deal with that. But you know, we won that game. It was a lot of fun. We had good seats. So let me just kind of roll back a little bit on talking about this game. So hubby bought these tickets back in May, and he bought them from this company called Vivid. Oh my God, y'all, that was such a it was such a trip. So he gets the tickets and he tells me, okay, they're going to, electronically transfer the tickets to his phone, before, a few days before the game. So, we're looking for the tickets around this game was last Sunday, the 25th of September. So we're looking for the tickets like the week, the week leading up to that Sunday. No tickets. So we get to like Thursday. So now we're calling Vivid. Then we call them on the phone. They're talking about, we electronically transfer the tickets to y'all back in like May. So we're looking all through his phone. We're looking through the phone. We couldn't find no tickets. So, now we're on the phone, and we're on the phone with somebody who's a foreigner with these thick accents. No shade to the foreigners. No shade. But sometimes it's hard to understand them. And when you're trying to, do something that's technical, like him trying to walk us through getting these tickets, it was getting real frustrating. I was so upset. So I'm like, well, look, because my husband was on the phone. I'm like taking the phone over. Let me speak to your supervisor. He's like, well, we don't have supervisors. Supervisors don't get on the phone. The supervisors help us. So he's still trying to work with us. Then he says, okay, after about an hour, he says, okay, look, I'm going to send it up to some technical support. He said, and we'll see what we can do to get the tickets transferred. Now, by this time, we're both thinking, okay, we got scammed, okay? Now, these tickets was a little bit of coins. Now, not like we bought season tickets or nothing, but these tickets were a little bit of coins. Okay, I told a man before he hung up, I said, if these tickets don't come to us tomorrow, I said, I'm going to call the Federal Trade Commission, the Better Business Bureau. I'm going to talk about Vivid Dirty on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I said, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna blast you all out if we don't get these tickets. So that was Thursday. Lo and behold, Friday, tickets came. They had never sent the tickets. So the tickets did come. All right, so now we got the tickets. Now, this what happened when you of a particular age, because, before, if you buy tickets from like Ticketmaster, sometimes they'll send you the tickets and you could print them off if you want. I mean, I guess they're not doing that no more. So everything, if you buy a ticket, StubHub, Ticketmaster, and this is our first time dealing with Vivid, they electronically send you the tickets to your phone. So we had the parking tickets. Those were nice. Okay, so then we finally got these tickets. We had to figure out how to download them. Once we did, he said, okay, well, I got them once, but now I can't get them back again. So we're trying to figure out how we going to get these tickets so we save them, so when you get up there, you don't have no problem, because it's all this mad rush of people going into the stadium. I get my son on the phone, because these millennials, they know how to do everything. So he was like, okay, mom and dad, just save the tickets, put them on your Apple Wallet. So he showed us how to do that. So my husband put the tickets on his Apple Wallet. We finally got there. So we in the car, we sitting in the traffic going up to the stadium in the car. So my husband's like, all right, get the QR code. Well, wait a minute. This girl told me one time QARA. I'm like, what? Aura? But get the QR code out. I'm like, the QR code, I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to get it. So I can't find the QR code. Now, I'm like, what's going to happen if we get up there and I can't get the QR code? But you could still see the little bar. It wasn't a QR code, but you could see that we were in section P for purple. So we get up there. They said, okay, go all the way up there. So we get up there. We got nice parking too, right by the stadium. They said, go down there. You're in the P section. You go down there. Didn't even need the QR code. So we pull into the parking lot. Oh my God. What's up with all the Eagles tailgating? I was like, okay, I love this. This is gonna be nice. So we get out the car. We go inside. When you walk around in the stadium where all the vendors were, okay, so the Eagles fans, loud, wow. They were loud, wow, live, and in effect. They were loud, wow, live, and in effect. Ask somebody. You better ask somebody. Our Eagles fans, you better know about them Eagles fans. We have a reputation that precedes us. Hey, look, I think the Commanders fans were scared of the Eagles, because we was there, and we were there in numbers, okay? Numbers. So much so that I think one of the news stations reported that there were more Eagles fans in the stadium than Commanders fans. Although I kind of doubt that. But they had kind of sent like 39 buses or so, plus all the Eagles fans that live here in the DMV and surrounding areas, maybe even people that flew in. Who knows? But anyway, it was a good game. It was very enjoyable. You could get hoarse, But anyway, so I got my Jalen Hurts shirt on. So, it was a fun day. So the next good game coming up, y'all. So I do more than just home decor. So the next good game, y'all got to watch this one coming up. This is this Sunday Night Football. Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. That's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all got to check that one out. That's going to be a good game. So the teams I think to keep your eye out for, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City, and the Eagles. So far, Eagles are 3-0, okay? And I think that we're going to be number one in the NFC East. If y'all don't know who's in the NFC East, that's the Giants, the Cowboys, the Commanders, and the Eagles, okay? So keep your eye out for that. The other thing I want to talk about that I enjoy watching on TV, and my friends watch it too, is Married at First Sight. One of the good things that happened during the pandemic to me, and maybe some good things have happened to you during the pandemic, is I don't even know how this all transpired. But, my hubby was the one who told me about Married at First Sight. So I had started watching it. It's an interesting show, and I'm going to tell you about it in a minute. But what was interesting is I had a friend who called me one day. We got to talking, and she was like, "Do you watch Married at First Sight?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I do watch it." She said, "Well, we talk about it on Fridays." So, I joined their call, and that was during the pandemic. I want to say it might have been the beginning of 2021. Check it out. We talk every Friday night. And we started off talking about Married at First Sight, but these four ladies, we talk about everything. The interesting part is I knew the one girl, the other two I didn't know. But it's funny about the pandemic, I gained two very nice, good friends. They're really cool ladies. I like them so much. We've really gained a nice friendship in each other, and it all started with talking about Married at First Sight. So Married at First Sight, I want to say, does it come on Lifetime? I think it comes on Lifetime, but it's just what it says. It's these people, they meet at the altar, sight unseen. They don't know anything about each other, and then they get married, and they have these experts that arrange these people. They arrange these marriages. So it's like in the old days, like with an arranged marriage, but like in today's time. So they have these experts. They have a pastor, a relationship or a sex therapist, and then they just have a regular counselor, I believe. And so these three people kind of see these people through this 8 weeks. They have 8 weeks to determine whether they're going to stay married or get a divorce. I want to say probably now this show has maybe been on 10 seasons, 11 seasons. So each season brings their own interesting set of characters. One thing I want to say about this particular season, there's this girl on there named, I want to say her name is Alexis, and she's with her husband, Justin. So I don't particularly care for what she does, because I think these people, if you're going to go to the extent of coming on national TV and you're going to get married at first sight, it would seem to me that you would be all in, because you really doing the most to go out and you saying, "Hey, look, I really want to be married so bad that I'm going to marry somebody at first sight." But yet they get on the show, and I think sometimes I wonder if they're in love with the idea of being married instead of what marriage really is. Speaking from somebody who, I met my husband at 18. I ain't gonna tell you how old I am, but we still together. We still together. But let me just say this. Marriage, for everybody out there who's been married a while, it takes some work. It takes some work. So these people, when they come in, I think they come in with this like fantasy idea of this partner that's just going to come into your life, and they're just going to be everything that you want them to be day one. Well, guess what, boo? It don't work like that. It don't work like that. It takes people who've been married, you're going to have days, like, first of all, you got to give and take. But it's not always 50-50. Some days it's 60-40, 70-30. Some days it's 90-10. Some days it's 100 and nothing. But guess what? They fluctuate. And it takes work. It's a lot of work. So this one girl, she's on the show. She marries this guy, and she still want to go out to the club. Now, I want to say she's probably 30-something. They both might be 30-something. I want to know why you still want to go out to the club. People start going to the club at 18, right? So you would think if you got on Married at First Sight and you 30-something, aren't you ready to stop going to the club? Like, what's up with that? I don't get that. Then she copped the attitude with the therapist, because the therapist said, well, if your husband is asking you, why do you want to go to the club every weekend? Then she's going to, like, manipulative, I think is what she is, flip the script on the therapist and say, oh, well, you're trying to attack me. I'm like, what? I mean, because I'm thinking, hey, look, think back. Everybody's probably been in love. If you've been around somebody that you really love in the beginning, you want to be around the person all the time. Now, I totally get it that these people are sight unseen. So maybe she's not attracted to him, which is what I think is part of it too. But then, hey, look, just, what she's probably has, I think she's letting that side come out. But I'm thinking to myself, then you knew when you get on Married at First Sight, there's a great possibility that they can match you with somebody where on paper you get along, but maybe physically there's no chemistry. I mean, but hey, look, you got to be prepared. That's what you signed up for, right? You signed up for that. So y'all tell me. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. They got a couple of other couples on the show, but y'all check it out. Y'all check that show. It's kind of it's interesting. I think it's interesting. Some people really don't like it, but I think it's interesting because I think it's a special person that will come on national TV and marry somebody sight unseen. And then these therapists, they want you to start, consummating your marriage and everything, right from the jump. Whereas in a relationship that wouldn't start off like that, that may or may not happen in the beginning. So, I mean, but they put them in situations, they tried to get them to get into some real married type of situations earlier on so they can determine, hey, look, is this someone I can see myself being with for the long haul? Well, hey, look, check it out. From past seasons, there are a few people who stayed together. Like Woody and Amani. Now, those two people from a previous show, guess what? To me, I think they knew what they were signing up for. I like them because they came in with the right idea. And for them, it clicked. Maybe for everybody, it doesn't click. Because certainly, I've watched it. And for everybody, it doesn't click. But then there's also these people, like I said, I think they just come on there because maybe they want to be on TV. Maybe they just like the whole idea of just, being married, without really thinking through, hey, look, this could happen, that could happen. This, I might not like this. He might not do this. Hey, look, all of that can happen. It would happen if you were in a relationship or not. But some of these people are so tripped out to me. I think in real life, if they were dating somebody and they out to dinner, the other person might say, check, please, let me out of here. Because this person is crazy. Okay, but y'all check that show out. It comes on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. And, I think it stays on like 2 hours or whatever. But anyway, so let's move on to some home decor. So I did a little bit more decorating for fall and, a little bit of, Halloweenish, not a whole lot of Halloweenish, but more fall, kind of tightened them up just a little bit. So I'm just going to take the camera now and kind of move around and kind of show you some of the things that I've done.